Today we're speaking with New York labor lawyer Abdul K. Hassan. Mr. Hassan, what is the first thing we should know about your law firm?
The first thing the public should know about my law firm is that we try to give equal treatment to everyone. We don't discriminate against you because of your race, religion, disability, gender, national origin, and so on. We understand that when you're calling us because you have a problem. And we want to be as understanding and accommodating as possible. We try to be professional, respectful, and courteous. And to use the old phrase and saying, we try to feel your pain.
You've explained the first thing we should know about your law firm. What is the second thing we should know about your firm?
The second thing you should know is that we try to limit our focus to the area of labor and employment law. We believe that if we direct our attention and resources and efforts to this one area, mostly, we're able to acquire a higher degree of skill, knowledge, and understanding. And as a result, we're able to achieve better results than if we were to spread ourselves too thin across too many areas of practice.
Labor and employment law is a broad area. What are some examples of the law you do?
Our practice is divided basically into two sections. The first deals with wage cases, and the second deals with termination cases and condition of employment cases. In terms of the wage cases, we deal with straight up failure to pay wage cases, such as where an employer agrees, say, to pay you 50,000 a year, but breaches the contract, doesn't pay you the wage or pay you a lesser wage. We will bring a case for you to recover the balance of the wages. Let's say we also deal with minimum wage cases where the employer, for example, fails to pay you the minimum wage required by law. We will bring cases to recover the minimum wages due to the employee. We also bring cases to recover overtime. Overtime cases are a significant part of our caseload. This is where the employee works more than 40 hours in a week, but is not paid at a rate of 1.5 times or at least 1.5 times the regular rate for the hours over 40 in that week. So we would bring a lawsuit or make a claim to recover the balance or whatever overtime wages are due. In terms of the termination cases and the discrimination cases, if an employee, for example, is terminated because of race or religion or national origin or some protected characteristic, or if the employee is retaliated against by termination in the form of termination because the employee complains about discrimination or takes some other protected activity, we will bring a case, a termination case, to recover whatever damages the employee suffered as a result of the unlawful termination. We will also bring cases that deal with sexual harassment or hostile work environment because of protected characteristics such as race and religion and gender and so on, and any type of discrimination concerning the terms and conditions of employment. So those are generally the types of cases we would bring. In general, we would consult with you on pretty much any employment problem. We also do cases involving severance pay and benefits and a whole range of employment type problems and situations we deal with in the office.
If I think I have an employment case, do I have to pay for a consultation with your office?
No, you don't. One of the very good features of our law firm, which a lot of members of the public and employees like, is the fact that you can consult with a lawyer in our office pretty much about any type of employment issue without paying us any money. It's called a free consultation. And we encourage people to take advantage of this feature and this service we offer and to call us about any type of employment problem that they might have.
If you decide to take my case, how is your law firm paid?
Well, clients always have the option of paying us on an hourly basis and paying us our hourly rate for each hour we work. But most of the clients that we represent cannot afford to pay us on an hourly basis. So we generally would represent them on what is called a contingency basis. This means that we do not get paid unless we recover money for them. And obviously, this allows these employees and these workers to get a very high quality of representation, even though they cannot afford to pay an hourly fee.
How is a case handled and how long does it take generally?
Well, the length of time will vary depending on the complexity of the case and whether the case settles early or is litigated through the courts. But let's say a case that is litigated. By the way, most of our cases settle, and we recover money for the overwhelming majority of the clients we represent. For the few cases that go to trial or go through the litigation process, When we file the case, we would file a complaint in court. It's then served on the employer. The employer has 20 to 30 days to answer the complaint. After the answer is filed, we go through a process which is called discovery. This is where we exchange documents, and I will take the testimony of the defendant and its employees and witnesses, and they will take the testimony of my client and my witnesses. If the case is not settled during the discovery process, we will then generally do motion practice. This is where we file papers asking the court to grant us judgment in our favor. If the case is not disposed of at that point, the case goes to trial. At trial, we present the evidence to the jury or to the judge, who will then make a decision as to the claims that are being made and the defenses which are asserted by the defendant. And after trial, depending on who wins or loses, there might be an appeal. The case might go to an appellate court, and the appellate court will review the decision by the lower court to see if it's right or wrong. And generally, that's the path a case takes through the court system. But employees and workers should know that the overwhelming majority of cases settle. And we've recovered money for almost all of our clients that we've represented over the years.
And what type of experience do you have in this area?
I have, and my firm has, over 10 years of experience in the area of litigating labor and employment cases. I've won cases at trial, I've won cases on motions, I've won cases on appeal. We've practiced before the highest court in New York State successfully. We've also successfully litigated before the second highest federal court in the country. So we have extensive experience in this area, and I think that would come in handy to benefit our clients who have labor and employment problems.
Finally, what is the first piece of advice you would give to the public?
Well, the first and most significant piece of advice I would give is call us or consult an attorney, contact an attorney as soon as possible if you have a labor or employment problem or any legal problem. The law imposes very strict deadlines for bringing legal claims. If you miss these deadlines, you will lose your claim. So do not rely on your friends and family for advice. Do not assume what you know is right. Always consult an attorney. And we have free consultation, so it costs you nothing to call us. But if you don't call us, it may cost you your entire case.
And on that note, we thank you for taking your time to answer our questions, Mr. Hassan.
You're welcome.